Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, Ni hao, Buenos dias, Buenos tardes, Seseche, Akwaba, welcome in. What up, though? This is Cafe Mélanger week 4, session número 2. Yeah, actually got to check that though. It is week 4. Wow, we've been doing this for 4 weeks, thereabouts. Alright, so some notes. Have yet to upload the session 4 from week 3, a week ago, on Thursday. It's done, it's recorded, but have yet to post it. And then yesterday, I didn't do it because it's Rosh Hashanah, so there's an absence of a session yesterday. And today we are continuing just at session numero 2 for this week. And again, we're in the field trip, and the activities correspond accordingly. Or there it is. I'm going to share, God willing, 2 things. Dos cosas. One, both of these I probably already shared before, but I shared together. So, getting ready for the Mixed Heritage discussion group. And thus there's a consideration of having, particularly also because this is a field trip session, just kind of a brief kind of joint. So I share dos cosas. The first cosa, primero uno, número uno, primero, is the Bill of Rights. Some of this can be repetitive, but guess what? That's okay. Oh, the session, I think I probably mentioned it a week ago, that the session a week ago goes well. And God willing, we have it again today, and it goes well today. I have a discussion topic to share, but I have yet to give the spiel about the Mélanger numbers globally and what the purpose of that is, and going to the United Nations and doing a census and establishing a registry and getting additional recognition and additionally. So I have yet to give that spiel in any of the discussion groups per se. So may do that today. See how it goes. And in addition to that, I have another discussion topic. And the discussion topic, I'll share it now. Haha. Because who's going to see this before? The discussion topic is how many different ways are there of mélanger? So what are the different ways of being mélanger? And having a discussion about that. In the context of the numbers and everything else. So, as part of building that conversation, again, it's sharing things like this. That's over 3 decades ago, written, been around for over 3 decades. So building on the foundation, and also the basic fundamental stuff. And as an affirmation for having the conversation. So I might even start the convo with this joint, and then continue on. And that might be the thing, to start it with this joint, and do okay. So I'm going to read this, and then after that I'm going to read one of the things I shared a week ago in one of a recent write-up, but it provides tangible historic formidability. In the consideration of mélanger. So here we go with the first joint. Yo, Creole. the Creole is absent from this, and guess what? That's what I am. So what's that about? Anyway, here we go. Bill of Rights for people of mixed heritage. I have the right not to justify my existence in this world, not to keep the races separate within me, not to justify my ethnic legitimacy, not to be responsible for people's discomfort with my physical ethnic ambiguity. I have the right to identify myself differently than strangers expect me to identify myself differently than how my parents identify me, to identify myself differently than my brothers and sisters, to identify myself differently in different situations. I have the right to create a vocabulary to communicate about being multiracial or multi-ethnic, to change my identity over my lifetime and further than once, to have loyalties and identification with further than one group of people, to freely choose whom I befriend and love. So, again, basic, simple, important, and foundation. So that's what this is. And there's a typo on this. Notice that as I was reading. So, again, for some people it's very elementary because, like, okay, I saw that 20 years ago. What are you talking about? But some people are like, yo, that's awesome. Where did you get that from? So, people are at different degrees and stages of preparedness for having this convo. So, it's beneficial to have that as like a common foundation to begin a convo. So there's that. The second joint is one I wrote a week ago with Melange Ethos Institute. And I'm going to say it and then like give a little commentary afterwards. So here it is. A declaration, if you like. Melange is an ancient phenomenon that extends back through Moshe Rabbeinu in Mitzrayim, Egypt and Midian, the Aryans beyond the Indus Valley, Genghis Khan across Eurasia, the Moors within Iberia, the thread of Mestiza, Mestizo, and Meti along Tyaino-Terrania, the western hemisphere of Turtle Island and further. Melange is an eternal phenomenon that girds the vast prominent civilizations and empires of Earth. So, there it is. It's a statement that stands alone, but I can provide context in terms of communicating the importance or the significance, the relevance of Melange, rather than just being a new phenomena and some kind of nuanced way of individual identification politics. This is a phenomenon that influences all societies and civilization as we know it. And it's important to recognize that and to support it accordingly, and to support the people who are in close proximity and further proximity with that. So, I share this in additional communications regarding different organizational developments, organizational endeavors. So that's that. But again, it's a standalone thing. It's a declaration, and it can be even the United Nations Melange Declaration, because, well, I'll leave it at that. One of the things that's distinct, and it also builds from this joint. And one of the things that is distinct between the two, obviously there's a lot that's distinct, but that complements the first one. This one is a declaration of individual rights, and it affirms the experience, the identity, and the well-being of the individual, of mixed individuals, mixed heritage individuals. And so that's very needed, very necessary, particularly in a Western individualistic society and context. Right? So that's necessary, but it's also necessary to recognize Melange as a phenomenon beyond just an individual's choice or individual's personal reconciliation. That this is something that's experienced communally, collectively, and that influences all peoples, and that provides benefits to all peoples. So that is the main consideration with this, is giving a historical context and explaining the relevance accordingly. So, and in the middle between these two, there's a lot. There's a large expanse. I'm thinking of Rumi at the moment. A desert field, for us to be reconciled with each other and to live harmoniously, peacefully, prosperously. So that's a consideration. Yeah, I think that's much what I want to share at the moment. Over and out, that's what I'm about. If you're down with all the above, I'd like to hear a quiet shout. Namaste, assalamu alaikum, shalom, zaijian, adios, te jagarisi, sempre na asamo wakile hufred. One love and peace.